Good day, everybody. Hello, and welcome to today's RC in Communication class. So today's class is all about review for the final exam. So hopefully you're thinking, wow, it's almost over. And that's right, it is almost over. But we have to remember, it's our last class together, so we need to make sure we practice just for the final test. At the end of today's class, I'm going to ask you to send me your worksheet. So I'll give you until the end of the week, that's Friday, to hand in your worksheet. And I just want you to hand it in and I'll have a quick look, and if I see any huge error, then I will email you or give you the comment. If everything's okay, then don't worry, the comment will be just blank or just good work, because you did good work. So most of this semester I've not had to say anything because people have done a really good job. So you all did perfectly. You're all doing amazingly. And, I think you can all be smart and get great grades this semester. So, you know what I say. Let's move along and let's check out today's class. Pengsu above me is pretty excited, and I'm excited too, because I'm going to try to put our exam all at the same time. So you don't have to worry about getting up in the morning or worrying about other classes. I'll just try to put it on June the 23rd, which is a Tuesday, at 6 p.m. So if your class time is another time, doesn't matter. I'm going to try to put us all together. And then, that's right, we're going to have a perfect time to do the test. 6 p.m., you'll have no distractions and you can just take the test. This is how I would usually do the final exam if I was on campus, and we would do it face to face. But thankfully, this exam is online, so you don't have to worry. You just have to sit at home, be ready at 6 p.m., had lots of coffee to drink, be ready with your textbooks, and just take the test. I'm going to give you 1 hour to take the test, so that's from 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. And then at that time, finished. All done. And then you'll be free. And you'll be like, I'm free like Dobby. Yeah! And you'll be like, yeah, and you'll escape. And you can go back and you don't have to see me give you class again this semester. Maybe you'll be super happy, right? Don't worry about that. I know that it's been a tough semester. Everybody's given a great effort, really tried their best, so I have no problems whatsoever. So, that's right. Tuesday, June 23rd. Is the day. So we're going to do that at 6 p.m. So if you have a problem, you better let me know. Hopefully everybody will be okay, and there shouldn't be any problems with other professors, like getting a mistake and knocking it together. So we should be perfect. So let's go on for today's class. Remember, I only do things that we have studied together. So in this class, we're reviewing what we've studied. I'm just going to go over the page numbers. I want us to practice, and I want us to get 100%. I want everybody to get that A+. This semester, there's only 3 things that we studied: vocabulary, grammar, and expressions. That is all from the lovely, wonderful textbook. So you will have gone through the textbook and you will have hopefully done all the classes that I've given you. If you've missed any classes, go over the YouTube one time, do the worksheet one time. Just make sure you've done what you need. Because if you haven't done it, I can't give you that A+ that I want to give. That A+. And you can get it. I know you can. Only Evolve 4. And I did give you some extra material a couple of times, so I will use that. So don't give up, don't stress, just do your best. Let's go on to today's class. So for today's class, I'm just going to go through the page numbers. It's up to you to look at the textbook, or if you don't have the textbook because you never bought the textbook, then you can just look at the last YouTubes that relate to this. So week 9, 10, 11, and the 12 one. So there's 4 chapters that we've studied in the second part of the semester. Those are going to be on the test. So let's go through page 66 and 67, just some practice questions. And these questions are not only, that's not only. So there will be other words that I've used from there. There will be more questions. These are just examples, but they're good hints for us, okay? So obviously I'll use some of them, so hopefully you get it right. But the idea is we just have to practice, make sure we understand the meaning. I will give you some spelling where you have to type the answer in, but make sure you know and look for the questions that use these words. So this is just a practice. So for today's class, I don't have my worksheet to show you every time because the questions are exactly the same. So I'm just going to go through them one by one, and then I'll say pause me now, and guess what? You can just go straight to it and it will be perfect. So let's do the first one. How quickly do you respond to your phone? Respond to something means reply. So how quickly do you do it? Is it 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes? Like that. So if you hear or katok or katok, how long does it take you to respond, reply to it, to check it? So, you know, respond, in this case, we're talking about reply. So you're going to look at it and then say an answer. When was the last time someone congratulated you? So when did somebody say well done to you? Well, I just said well done to everybody like 2 minutes ago, right? But you can give me any answer. When did somebody say you did a good job? What criticism could you give me about your major? Now, I don't want you to write a paragraph and, you know, like a very, very long answer, because this test is not about paragraph writing. Today, the test is only about short answers. So, what criticism could you give me about your major? Is there something that's a little hard or difficult, or, you know, like no lab time, or, you know, having class face-to-face is difficult, you know, like speaking practice, this kind of thing. Just tell me what criticism you could give me. So tell me about your major, okay? So criticism, a bad thing. How could you persuade me to eat hongo? So think about the food, and you know, many people don't like it, but I want you to persuade me. How could you persuade me to eat hongo? What would you say to me? Oh, Fraser, it's a traditional food that tastes really nice, but I can smell it. So, but anything you would try to persuade me, to try to get me to do something. Which teacher or professor explained the class really well? Now, obviously, I said teacher, so I'm going for high school because I don't want you to say, you know, okay, you can say Fraser, it's okay. I'm kidding. So you can say any teacher that explained their class really well. So I would say high school because maybe this semester professors haven't been able to teach you the best way, or you know, maybe it's a little bit more difficult to do it online. So just try to think which teacher explained their class really well. The next part was reported speech, and reported speech was just saying about what other people have said before. And we have statements, what people have said, and then it was just rewriting it. And if somebody had said a statement in the present tense, and we're talking about something now, you would use the past tense to write it in the reported speech. So on page 67. The next one was talking about things that people have said in the past. And in this case, that would use the past perfect. Have or had, and the past participle. Now, each one of these are maybe easy for you. Maybe you think, wow, this is super easy. So just write down your answers on your worksheet. It should only take a few minutes. What is the best advice someone gave you recently? So this is using the present. Fraser said, like that. Said would be the obvious answer. How did other people describe you in the past? You could say anything. How did people describe you in the past? Just make a sentence along that way. How did they describe you? What was the last suggestion someone gave you to watch or read? So remember, what suggestion were you given? So you were given, somebody told you to do something, to watch a drama, read a webtoon. What was it? And you just have to write it down in reported speech. So hopefully you'll be able to do that. So on your worksheet, just write down your answers, and then that's it. You can type, you can write. I don't mind how you do this. It's perfectly okay both ways. So pause me now. Okay, now we had page 68, we had internet speak, and I will also ask you about your word stress. So remember your stress maze, the 3 stress syllable sounds. I will ask you a couple of questions about that. So you have to make sure that you have the right answers. I told you if you'd made a mistake, and I told you to hand it in. Some of you didn't, so hopefully you've got it. Hopefully you're perfect. So let's go through the questions from page 68 first. The first one. Do you think your friends lurk on message boards? Remember, lurking. It means hiding in the background and looking at something. So when I'm lurking, I'm like really quiet, and I'm like this, and then I'm like this, and then suddenly I'm there. That is technically lurking, but on message boards it means to lurk means to be in the background, just reading the comments. They don't say anything, they just lurk, but sometimes then they say something. But usually it means they just hang around and wait until the very end. So, do you have any friends that like to lurk? Not you, but your friends. Do you like memes? So above me there is a meme, you can see it. That's the meme. Memes are pictures with words, so they're usually really funny. The next one. What is your status update ATM? ATM means at the moment. What is your status update? So just look at your Kakao Talk. What does it say? Just write it down. If it's in Korean, you can try to translate it for me. But if it's simple Korean, I'll be okay. Which class makes you shake your head? Why? So remember SMH, shake my head. So I want you to try to think of a class. Maybe they gave you lots of assignments or some problems. Or, the homework was really difficult. Maybe it was so early. I don't know. Just try to tell me which class makes you shake your head and give me a reason why. What can you say to give yourself a cheer? Like, yeah, fighting, cheer, yeah. To cheer you up, to make you happy. There's different ways to mean this, but what can you say to give yourself a cheer? So when you're feeling like you need some positive energy, what do you like to say to yourself? Like, you can do it. Or fighting. Or maybe you think of something else. Anything that can be positive, I want you to write it down. Who do you wish could be your bae? Remember, bae means before anyone else. Your baby. So in English, bae means like your boyfriend or girlfriend. Who do you wish could be your bae? You can say any answer, it doesn't matter to me. You'll be like, oh, I wish, are you? What do you think is a lit Friday night? Now this internet talk, I asked you in class time this question. Remember, what do you think is a hot Friday night? Maybe it's playing League of Legends. Maybe it's, that's right, going drinking and doing some somek. I don't know, everybody's different. Maybe a lit Friday night for you is at home watching Netflix with your dog or your cat and just relaxing. So everybody will have a different answer. Just write down an answer for me. So there we go. Now, as I said, we will do the stress maze. Will we? Yes, we will. So you need to remember the answers for that. So don't stress. Remember them and go through them. Okay, page 76, 77. Again, it's just vocabulary and it's just grammar. So we'll start with the vocabulary first. Which is the most challenging food you have eaten? Or what is the most challenging food you have eaten? I would like you to just write down a food that was really tough to eat. Now, maybe it was tough to eat because bad smell. Okay. Maybe it was tough to eat because when you eat with your chopsticks, it falls away. Maybe it's a challenging food to eat, like very hard to eat, because it looks disgusting. So I don't mind what you say, just tell me which one was the challenging food. Number 2 question. This is a VS. 2 choices. You have to choose one of them. High-paying desk job versus low-paying dream job. Now, desk job is boring, okay? That's the meaning of this for me. That's not, for some people, they love a desk job. But for me, desk jobs are boring. So it's a high-paying, boring desk job. You're always at work, just sitting behind a computer, just typing and doing things. Or it's low-paying, not zero pay, you do get paid, but it's your dream job. Which one would you rather have? So I want you to write down which one you'd rather have, and then tell me why. What's the most stressful thing about English? So I just want you to write down what you find difficult and stressful about English. Who is the toughest person you know? So remember, tough means strong. Tough can be like a fighter, but as I said before, I mean it more like, like who's the hardest person you know? They can do lots of things, they're really good at everything, they're a tough person. Okay, so the grammar was the past unreal conditional, and it had the past tense in one part, and it had would and the base form in the other part. Now remember, there's two parts to it. There's the if clause and the result clause. The if clause has the past tense. The result clause, would and base form. So in the questions I've made today, easy questions, super easy. If you had no classes, what would you do? I would blah blah blah. Like that, just answer the question. If you met me, what would you say? Because we have never met before, I'm asking this question. Now, I've met a couple of you in the RC program in the morning time, but for most of you, I've never met you face to face. So if we met face to face, what would you say? What song should I listen to? I haven't listened to it. So it means I haven't listened to it. It's unreal. I don't know about this song. It's just saying recommend a song to me. It doesn't matter if I've heard that song or not. You don't know. So I'm saying I don't know any music. Tell me a song I should listen to. If you could do any job in the world, what would you choose? Now, I don't want a dream job. I want a crazy job, something I wouldn't think of. I want to laugh. So if you could have a dream job, maybe ice cream tester. Just eat ice cream every day. If you could do any job, anything. It doesn't matter to me. Anything you want. But I don't want it just to be like a normal job. Give me a dream job, but make it a little bit different, because I want to see your English. So show me a different answer. So pause me now. Write down the answer. Let's move on to page 78 and 79. First of all, what do you like to do in your downtime? Downtime means free time. When you're not doing anything, when you're having downtime, it means you're relaxing. So I don't want you just to say sleep. You can't say sleep. You have to say something you like to do in your downtime. When you relax, what you like to do. Do you like freshman seminar class? I think you have to take that class. So I'm asking that question. Do you like that class? Yes or no? I don't know. You can give me a reason, but I don't know about that. If you don't take that seminar class, you can tell me another seminar class that you take. How much me time do you have every day? Easy question, right? Right? So just how much time do you give to yourself, just to, spend by yourself, relax, don't think about anything, just you time. How would you describe your social life? Remember social life, meeting friends, going for dinner, drinking, things like this? How about before this pandemic? So before the problems with the COVID-19, how was your social life? Did you go out all the time? Did you meet your friends during winter vacation before all of this happened? How about now? Do your lectures give you a busy schedule? Yes or no? Schedule, schedule, both are okay, pronunciation, so don't worry. Do your lectures give you a busy schedule? You'll be like, yes, I have 20 classes or 20 hours a week, like that. Or you'll be like, no, I'm super free and I can play every day. Page 79's grammar was about wish, and the wish was for regret. It means something's happened, but you wish it was different. So it's a regret, like, oh, I wish I didn't have to do homework. So the meaning, yes, that's right. You have homework, but you don't want it. So I want you to write 4 sentences using wish. And the last one, I wish I didn't have to go to RC program at 8:20 a.m. Maybe that's true for you. Maybe you are like Pengsu here and you're crying happy tears. He's happy, not sad, okay? Maybe you're crying sad tears, okay? And not happy tears. But I would like you to answer that question. So, first of all, answer the questions. Next, I would like you to write 4 sentences about some regret or something you wish was different in your life. Like, I wish I could meet my friends. Perfect, like this. So, pause me now and get ready. Page 86 to 87. It was just about verbs and nouns. There was also page 89. Again, it was just very simple things. 89 was talking about things that you could or couldn't do. So this is chapter 9, denied, like not being able to do something. First of all, I would like you to write down some things. The first one is prohibition. So if you prohibit something, it means you don't allow it. You can't do it. So on your worksheet, I want you to write down one thing that's prohibited in your apartment or house. So you'll be like no smoking, or you'll be like no pets. Some kind of rule that says you can't do it. Number 1. Number 2. I want you to write one sentence giving permission that you have granted to a family member. So just say about something you've said to your family that they could do. Permission means you allow them to do it. So I let my sister borrow my phone. And the last one, obligation. Something you have to do. Now I've said, tell me one of your obligations this week. So what's your schedule? What are you going to do this week? And that's all you have to do, is just tell me what's your plan for this week. What's your obligation? Page 86 was just look at the vocabulary and tell me how far is it from one of them. So from your house, look at the building names and just tell me, number 1, how far is it to one of them? Number 2, which one of them would you recommend for me to go and see? So I want you to tell me the name and the location of the building. Okay, so like, oh, it's 10 minutes from my house. It's in Seoul City Hall, like that. The next one, I want you to tell me which is the most dangerous one. So one of those groups of buildings is dangerous, so maybe more than one. Just tell me which one. And the last one, which one of those would you like to visit and why? So choose one of them and just tell me, oh, I'd like to visit Busan Public Park, for example, like Haeundae. It's a public area. But you can tell me any of them that are near to your house. So it's like telling me about your hometown in a way, okay? You should have one of those for each of them, so just write them down. First of all, from those pages, I want you to write down the 3 things. Remember, prohibited, permission, and obligation. And then I just want you to write down from page 86, looking at the vocabulary, which of those places you would choose for those 4 answers. So, pause me now. Get ready, pause me now. And it's time to go, go, go. So let's go on to the next one. So on page number 93, you just had to remember about the adverbs. And they belong to a group. And some of them could replace each other. So on your worksheet, I want you to pause me now and I want you to fill in the ones that could go together with them. So first of all, we had fortunately, then there was happily, disappointingly, embarrassingly. Each of these, I want you just to write down the 2 or 3 other ones that are similar to them. So pause it now. The first one. Amazingly, surprisingly, luckily, for happily. I got you, right? You did it the other way. For fortunately, it was luckily and surprisingly. Disappointingly, sadly, unfortunately, unluckily, embarrassingly, the same. So you can see these all were related to each other. They had the similar meanings in similar or in different contexts depending on it, but you can figure that out. So remember the adverbs. Make sure you remember the groupings. Page 118 to 119. We're getting near to the end now. First of all, it's just vocabulary words. The second part is grammar. Who is the loudest in your family? You can write that down. It's a secret. We won't tell them. Number 2, what was the strangest thing you have touched? Maybe you touched a really disgusting food or wet dog or, something that was really weird, so that's why. What was the saltiest thing you have tasted? Now here he is, Salt Bay. Maybe you've seen him on the internet, he's famous. But he puts lots of salt on food and he's like, and he's famous. What's the saltiest thing you have tasted? Like a really salty food, like somebody's cooking. Mom's cooking. Do you need glasses to see things far away? Yes, no, maybe not. Which season smells the best? So this, these are all about tastes and sights and sounds. So, like which season smells the best? So maybe you like the smell of summer, the rain and the hot air. Maybe you like spring or autumn because of the smells of the flower. Maybe you like winter, you like the smell of snow and the cold air, like that. What do you remember most about your happiest time? So what do you remember most about your happiest time? Just tell me a couple of things that you remember. We did this a couple of weeks ago about your childhood. Maybe your childhood wasn't happy, so just your happiest time. What can you remember? Just tell me a couple of things, like, what you remember most. You don't have to tell me all the details. Just tell me a little bit about the happiest time. What was the thing you liked most about this semester? Maybe it's that guy there. Maybe not. No. Yes, that's Fraser. If you're in my Pyeonghwa band, you might have seen this, or if it was Changzhou, it's been somewhere, you might have seen that picture. Fraser does have hair sometimes. Not always. It's there sometimes. So pause me now and just write down the answers to each one. Okay? Pause me. Ignore that picture. Now, here we are. I want you to look at page 120 and look at the words and remember the verbs and the adjectives. It's in the box. And on page 124, there was some contrast words when they were talking about the dogs. You wrote down those answers from the class. If you don't remember, look at the YouTube, because the answers are in the YouTube from week 12 or week 11 when I did the class, but from chapter 12. So remember, I'm not going to go through it all because it would just waste of time. Take a look if you need to. You should have the answers on your worksheet. The last thing that we did during that week, I gave you some extra things, and the first one was phobia. So it was phobias and symptoms. The first thing I'm going to ask you is, which of your friends has a phobia? Do you know if any of your friends have a fear of something? If so, just write it down. Did you ever have a phobia of English? Do you still have it? Hopefully no. Hopefully you're okay, and I try my best to make people comfortable, but maybe you do. You can tell me if you do. What are the symptoms you get with your phobia? Now, if you're fear or scared of something, what kind of symptoms do you have? So you have to remember, I told you in the last class that we did on YouTube about the symptoms. Just write down any symptoms you get when you feel scared or nervous about something. What was the last symptoms you had for a cold? So remember, symptoms for a cold. And which symptom do we need to look out for these days? So obviously, if somebody's sick at the moment, we can see there's like 4 or 5 things. So I would just want you to write down the symptoms we look for when people get sick these days and we think it might be a serious problem. You need to write it down. So pause me now, and then we can just go through everything in a second. And that's it. We're going to take a short break. It's maybe been hard, it's maybe been easy. Go take a break, be happy and excited, or be like them over here and chug, chug, chug. Chug means one shot. So in Korean you'll be like, one shot. Foreigners we say one shot, but if it's a big drink, we say chug, chug, chug. It means to drink it all in one go. I'm going to do that with my coffee right now. So everybody take a break. Okay everyone, and here we are. We're going to go through the final test. I'm going to explain everything that you need to know. So don't worry, don't stress, just listen carefully and I'll go through this quite quickly and then you'll be free and escaped. You'll be free like Dobie again and you'll be like, Fraser, thank you. So let's go through it. First of all, we're going to have a written test. You know this, but it's not written, it's online, so it's easy, right? You just type in the answer or choose multiple choice, so it's that way. Next on, it's HUFS policy to have this kind of test. So as you know, we are going to have our class this way. I said to you at the beginning 20% like this and different things, but because the semester's changed and had to change because of the problems and then changing to only online classes, I gave you 10% for your speaking test at the beginning, because that was just like pass fail. You come and you talk, just get to know each other, no problem. Second speaking test, 20%. More work. Midterm, 20%. Bit easier, right? Final exam, 50 questions. And it's worth 30%. And you'll be like, ha ha ha, Fraser, ha ha ha, yeah, good one, funny, yeah. But no joke, okay? So it's no kidding. Remember, it's more than the midterm, but it's 50 questions. It's HUFS policy. Google Center will tell us to do 50, we do 50. So this time, our midterm test is going to be 50 questions. But for my class, it's 30% of the final exam. Even though there's more questions and you might be worried, don't worry. The things we've done today will make us get that A+. And it'll be perfect, so don't stress about it, okay? I'm only going to focus on things that we have done in class time. So maybe you're like, Fraser, oh, so much to learn. The test, you can use your wonderful book, right? So don't worry. Only things we've done in class, everything that I've talked about today will be there. It's just going to be to fill in blanks. So it's going to be easy to do. Fill in the blanks. Matching words with a definition, like I'll give you the list of the words, and fill in the paragraph with the correct grammar choice. So it may be just a small sentence rather than paragraph, but it's just going to be a short bit of writing. Just put in the right answer. Sometimes I might just give you a sentence and ask you to change it, like the midterm test. So this is our test. 50 questions, 1 hour to take the test. It should be enough. So remember, 50 questions, 50 points. It's 1 point per question. It's just a mixture of vocabulary, grammar, and expressions. Put them in, perfect. I know you're all gonna get a perfect score. Remember, the test will be like the midterm test. So the same kind of questions, matching answers, writing in the answers. Just try your best. That's the most important thing. Even if you don't understand it perfectly and you've looked through here and you can't find the answer, just try your best. That's all I care about. If you try your best, you'll get a good score. Use your notes. As I say, use the lovely textbook. This wonderful book has all the answers. Your worksheets have all the answers. I will use a couple of extra things like phobias and the stress maze, but the rest of it, pew, perfect. It's all in here, it's in your worksheets, everything's here to help you. Yeah! There's no paragraph writing. You don't have to write anything. This is good news for everybody, right? Maybe you're like, yes, Asa, no writing, I hate writing. No problem. The final test is just multiple choice, fill in some blanks, some of them will ask about your spelling, but only a little bit. So it's not a big deal about the spelling, but you have to make sure that they're right. For the questions that ask spelling, you have to make sure it's right. So don't worry, it'll be there. The most important thing is just to check your answers carefully. You have 4 choices, just check carefully, go on to the next question. That's all you have to do. Most importantly, I always say to students, don't worry. Everything that we've studied has been from this book. In the PPT today, I've mentioned the pages, but I only mentioned some of the words today. There are other words that we've studied that will be on the test. So don't just think, oh, Fraser said 4 words, that's it. No, you have to make sure you understand all the words that are in there. But I don't want to spend 2 hours doing this class. I want to give you a shorter time. I want to give you freedom today. So I've highlighted the pages, but remember there are some other words. Remember to take the test on time. What time? That's right. You said the time. What is it? 6 p.m. on the Tuesday. Be on time. Don't be late. If you're late, I can't do anything. E-class worked perfectly last time. I'm hoping it will work perfectly this time. If you're sick, tell me. But there's no way for us to rearrange this. If you sleep and miss the test at 6 p.m., there's nothing I can do. I tried to make it so that there's nobody going to miss the test because it's too early. We're doing it on the night time. Everybody should be able to make this test. So don't stress, just do your best, okay? Now, remember, and this is the most important thing, you've all studied hard, you've done a great job, so just be cute like I you there. You know, fighting. Good luck, everybody. I've had a wonderful semester with you, but if you've got a problem or you've got a question, you're not sure about something, ask me. Some of you have sent me emails asking me questions like, what about this? What about that? I'm here to help you. I'll help you until the semester is over, okay? As soon as that semester's over, I'll never talk again. I'm kidding. I'll help you whenever you ask me. If you ever ask me a question, I will always help you. Even if you think you're not close with me, it's not a problem. Email me, I'll try to help you, okay? You're my student. I want the best for you. I want the best for everybody. So be positive. Have a problem? Ask me, okay? Email or Kakao Talk, I'll be there. And finally, it is our last class together. So, you know, like Irene and Wendy over there, they're like, cheer up, I'm fighting, everything's okay. I want you to get the best score possible this semester. And everybody's done a wonderful effort for me. This is our final class, but it's not our last time to say, you know, we'll never see each other again. I'm hoping that I'll see some of you in the second semester for other English classes. I'm hoping that you'll be able to, you know, improve your English and not be shy, and that you've gained some good things from this class this time. You might think I say this to all of my classes, and it's true in a way, because I really enjoy teaching students, from doing your videos, doing live talking together with you, to doing, you know, our speaking on Zoom. All of these things have been new, and I wouldn't usually do this way to teach my classes, but I've enjoyed it, hearing you speak English, talking with your friends, you having a chance to speak and be happy. That has been the best things for me. Seeing you guys has been the best thing for me, because I'm just here at home teaching, you know, and for some of you I've not met you. For some of you I have met you in the RC Dome program, but for most of you I've only seen you online, so the relationship has been different. But I'm thankful because you have done a wonderful job this semester, and even though it's been really hard, I had a wonderful time with you. And you might think, Fraser, that's cheesy, or Fraser, you know, like, that can't be true, but no. I really feel that you've done a great job, and that you've really tried your best. And that's the most important thing. So for me, I really enjoyed teaching you, even though it was a little bit strange doing it this way. And I really hope that I can see you again. Now, I always say, take care of your health, be safe, be careful, best of luck for you if I never see you again. But, you know, next year, in the future, forever, if you ever have a problem, talk to me. Don't feel like a stranger. If you see me on campus, say hello to me. Like I use there, like next year, in the future, we're gonna do well. And I feel like, if you just try your best, you'll always do a great job. So guys, girls, everybody who's there, I want to say thank you. Honestly, thank you very much. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody out there. This semester's been really tough for you. It's been strange for us all. And I really hope and I really want to meet all of you, talk to you all, get to know you. And I really hope next semester we can have English class together, or in the future we can take a class together. Or next year I can Jesugang everybody and I'll see you again. Kidding. I hope everybody gets a great score, and I know you will. So don't stress, everyone. It was really nice for me, and I just want to say thank you so much. Everybody, thank you. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye. Bye.